Hi there, hello, and welcome to Base Camp. I'm Pastor Pat. As a children's pastor, I am constantly amazed at the abilities of kids and what God can do through them. That even extends to my own children. When my daughter, Ainsley, who was just on base camp a couple of weeks ago, when she was in kindergarten, she created a video of her own. Without anyone telling her what to do, she told a story and animated it. Check this out.
This is David. He's a shepherd boy. This is a sheep. Bah. He has lots of brothers. Here's some of them. One day, his brothers had to go out to war. He was left to watch the sheep. His dad told him to go check on his brothers. So he went. Walk, 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 walk. This is Goliath. He wants to fight. He's a giant. He wants to fight the Israelites. He comes every day to see who's gonna fight him. He says mean things about the one and only God. David is upset about that. No one in the camp wants to fight Goliath. But when David came, he wanted to fight Goliath. He told him, "Can I fight Goliath?" And King Saul wasn't sure, but he said yes anyway. So he fought Goliath. David went to fight Goliath. David said, "You came to me with a spear, but I came with God. He will give me victory." David took his slingshot. He took a stone and he swinged it right onto Goliath's forehead, and he fell over. All of the brothers cheered. David was a hero.
Okay, I know I'm her dad and all, but wow. She did that all herself as a kindergartner, even telling the story of David and Goliath from memory. Never underestimate kids. David himself was underestimated, misunderstood, mocked, and they even tried to get him to be something that he wasn't. But in the end, he was the perfect one to save Israel. Initially, they left him at home during the war. I mean, he's just a kid. What does he know about battle? Even when he showed up and said he wanted to fight Goliath, they tried to tell him he couldn't do it. His brother accused him of being a glory hound, of just trying to draw attention to himself, of being selfish and worthless. King Saul tried to turn David into a mini version of himself, putting his own armor on him. Goliath mocked him and belittled him. But David trusted God and saved the entire nation. When we listen to the story of David and Goliath, we often try to put ourselves into the shoes or sandals of David. Yeah, there's a giant out there, but God can help us to slay him. Woohoo! But really, we're more like the Israelites, the brothers, and King Saul. They had gotten themselves into quite a problem. They had an enemy that wanted to defeat, enslave, and destroy them, and there was nothing they could do about it. They couldn't fight him in their own strength. They were doomed. But then God sent David. He was misunderstood and mocked, even by his own family. The people didn't want to trust him to save them. And when they finally did decide to let him save them, they tried to make him into something he wasn't, a version of themselves. Sound familiar? We have been enslaved by sin. It's defeated us, and it will eventually destroy us. There's nothing we can do about it. God sent Jesus to save us, but when Jesus walked the earth, he was mocked and misunderstood, even by his own family. Even today, many people still mock and misunderstand Jesus. Often, we refuse to turn to Him, insisting on doing things our way, trying to save ourselves. And a lot of people decide that they want to make God in their own image. Surely Jesus feels about everything the way that I do. We try to make God just like us. Meanwhile, much of the world scoffs at Jesus and His teachings and tries to dismiss Him as not relevant, that He doesn't matter to modern people. But Jesus stepped in and defeated sin and death, even for a people that had rejected Him. Romans chapter 5, verses 6 through 8 says, "You see, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous person, though for a good person someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates His own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." Just as David chose to trust God and rescue a people who didn't want Him, Jesus obeyed His Father and rescued us. We always want to be the hero in the story, but the reality is we're the ones that need to be rescued by the hero, even though we often don't want to admit it. The cool thing is, God has come to save us anyway. King Saul got a lot of things wrong, but he got at least one thing right. He let David save him and his people. Now, it's not a competition, but come on. I think we can do a little better than Saul. Let's let Jesus save us. I'm Pastor Pat with Base Camp, a ministry of Summit Church in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. We have services every Sunday at 10 o'clock and would love to see you at them. You can also keep joining us online at summitchurchmt.com or Facebook and YouTube at Summit Church MT. Our children's ministry Facebook page is Base Camp Kids Min. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Those things help us to reach more people and help you to never miss another video. Thanks. I gotta go, but remember, God wants to save you. Will you let Him? Bye.